Hey YouTube, welcome to Tactical SEO Consulting. This is our YouTube channel that goes into in-depth audits on different industries and the websites, looking at rankings, giving you tips and tricks on how to start ranking better. Also, just to give you an insight on like what is it that we do. And every website, every new client that we take on, we run them through an audit. We do a more extensive audit with some software that we have, but what we like to do is we walk everybody through a visual so they can kind of see like if they're, we're going to do this one, for example. So if you're in the med spa industry and you're looking to rank better, we're going to show you exactly where you need to be on Google. We're going to give you some ideas of some keywords that you have to have within the text, within a lot of the metadata on your website. And then obviously we're going to show you a few different tools that we use to kind of not just assess your site, but also look at some of your competitors. And these are ones everybody has access to. So let's start off, just to keep these videos not too long. We're going to be looking at the Medspa one here. So I typed in Medspa. We're just going to pick one out. Just so you guys know, you want to, when it comes to ranking and getting more customers, getting more calls, you really want to be in three sections. You want to first be in the Google Ads section here. So this is just a matter of setting up some ads, some Google Ads. And then the next part can be here. This is a max conversion campaign to where you can rank within the Google profile section. This is especially important if you're trying to stay above some of your competitors and you're not ranking that well, which is kind of interesting because this one's got 836 reviews and they're not ranking organically in this section here. So that would come down to just making sure your Google profile is optimized, making sure you're running what are known as NAP, name, address, phone number, making sure all the citations that you're building to your listing are all cohesive. They all have the same information. There's thousands of NAP listings that you can create, but this is something that you need to be doing on a basically on a monthly basis, is building these types of citations to your website, making sure that the listings themselves are fully optimized within your profile. Because there's really no reason why this one shouldn't be ranking at the top, especially having that many reviews. So let's come down. We're going to see that they're kind of in the middle of the page here. So I would say, from an organic standpoint, you want to make sure you're in these two top positions here. So one of these two. And then, so you really have the chance of being in three sections, because if somebody sees your website here, they see your stuff in the Google profile section, and then organically you're ranking here, you're going to be one of the first ones that they click on, because it's just reinforcement of your brand. And then this one right here, we're going to pick this one out. We're going to kind of walk through, this is nice that they have their images here. There probably are some visual and some conversion rate optimized changes we can make to the website, just to make sure it's converting at the appropriate rate. They have a lot of their services there. Not a lot of content on here, so one of the big things with Google is just making sure you have plenty of content on each of your pages, especially the home page. Now, if you're not going to be building content, you want to keep it really simplified, then you're going to have to spend the money to then build links to that page, because those are going to be your two prime ways to start getting more traction, is building really high quality links and then having really good content. So I would, if they were my client, I would tell them that they need to, it doesn't have to be right up here at the top, but I would say I'd actually move this probably down to the bottom here. And then some of these are good. Color colors could be improved maybe a little bit, but I know they're trying to match their logo. And just like somewhere down in here, you could probably in this section, um, and then utilizing some images and maybe even some videos, adding some content in there around the main keyword, which is med spa. So, because there's a lot of things people are going to be searching for: med spa near me, maybe med spa Colorado Springs, med spa near me. So there's going to be a few variations of keywords too that we want to show up for. Because if you even came back here, let's just say we did med spa near me, it's going to change the search a little bit. So now, as you can see, like they do have this one still showing up. Let's come down here. So now they're not there organically. So each page you're gonna like, if you do it the right way, each page has the ability to rank for a lot of different keywords, and that's like one of the first things. So this is kind of just giving you a landscape of where you need to be. This is where you want to be. Obviously there's some things that we need to do to help kind of fix that. So, and then what we do, we're going to come over here, just give you some insights into one of our tools that we use. Actually, let me I'm going to put it in, because I'm in incognito mode right now, so some of my tools don't show up. So I use one called SEO Meta in one click. It's just a bookmark you can install on Chrome. And so let's come down to, we're just going to look at one page. You can do this for all the internal pages, but it's trying to keep this video down to 10 or 15 minutes. Obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of information to go through. So we come here, and so now I see that the metadata here, we need more specific keywords in the title. We can probably even optimize their description a little bit more. One of the things I see is that for whatever reason, it's showing two H1 tags. So, which means they probably just had put this word right here is probably on the home page somewhere else as well. And so it's picking up two H1 tags. The main thing I want to stress with the H1 tags is you only need one, and you want to make sure your main keyword for your home page is within that H1 tag. So since they don't have that, it's definitely an area that needs to be improved. We've already covered the content. Content's going to be your next piece, making sure you have really relevant content around your main keyword or keywords. So there's, having your H1 as your main keyword, and then H2, H3, and you can have variations of that to where you could have like Medspa Colorado Springs in that header, and then the Medspa near me is another big search keyword, and then images. So if you are using WordPress, first of all, you need to install something to where it allows you to optimize your metadata, and then the other thing is to make sure each image that you upload, you kind of want to have it organized. So you're going to have images that are going to go down your homepage. Then you want to make sure that those alt texts are also keyword specific. So this title is fine. It's just the alt text should just say, Medspa. This is going to allow these images to show up also next to your listing organically. But as you can see, if you come down through here, there's a bunch of these images can be fixed. We can get specific with the titles and also with the alt text. So it's a great way for you to go through your site to see like what's optimized and what's not optimized. And so when we do an audit, we go through the entire website. We basically give people a Google sheet, and it shows the current metadata, alt text, number of words that are on each page, and then we give them the optimized versions to where we can then just go in and we can start optimizing their meta titles, descriptions, making sure if we need to add more content, if the client is okay with that, we go in and add the needed content. And then we also make sure every image is SEO optimized with that alt text. That's going to be your best place to start from a on-site perspective. From a technical standpoint, that's where we have a tool. Let's come back here. I like to use this one called, let me just keep this one. That's a lot more technical, so you're gonna, like with a lot of people, if their website was, if you have a web developer, most of them are gonna know how to do a lot of the technical optimizations. When we put one together, we have a whole printout of everything that looks good, and then the things that need to be fixed. If you have like 404 errors on your page, or if somebody ever didn't optimize, let's say they didn't optimize the slugs correctly, we can go in and make sure all those things are optimized the right way. We also make sure the linking, there needs to be a very specific interlinking structure with your links within the website. And then you have to make sure we have the external links that are coming in, which is part of the offsite SEO. We need to make sure that we are also targeting very specific keywords with basically the outbound links that are coming into your site. So let's give this a little test right now. We'll have a whole video. I'm going to have a whole video on just offsite SEO, because I think that's the part where a lot of people don't know where to go. And we internally, we do just link building for clients that just want link building done, because they really need to be done a certain way. And if you're going out and finding, if you ever come across an agency that's telling you they're going to be building 100 or 200 links, in a month, you need to run away, because they're not going to be high quality links, and likely going to be spam, likely will get your website into trouble with Google. Come across it too many times. So basically here, we're looking, speed's really good. They got really good scores, like from a performance and structure standpoint. The last thing we do here is we put them into one of our programs that then runs through every single technical SEO optimization, and we deliver that report to you, let you know, like, hey, this looks really good, but these are some things that need to be cleaned up. And once we get everything into place like that, like you have the on-site going on, you got your technical, like all structured the right way, and then as soon as you start the link building, that's when you really start seeing things kind of coming together. But if you already have, if your site's been around for a while, it does already have some, some length of time being on Google. And let's say you have run links, you've done SEO maybe in the past, you have a pretty good domain score. Those little changes with your technical and your on-site are going to allow your website to jump right to the top. So you're going to see a massive improvement like in 30 days. And then I would say for most websites, most of our clients, like they're going to see results in 3 to 6 months. Now, a lot of that's going to be dependent on the competitive landscape, how many businesses are also trying to do SEO, how many are in the area, how many of them are doing a good job, and then some of the keywords could be more difficult that you're wanting to target. So in some instances, yeah, it's going to take longer. But the thing with SEO is once you get it up and running, the amount of traffic that you get, it's unsurpassable from any other marketing channel. Like you can run 10, 100,000. I've seen people running even $100,000 of ad spend on Google Ads, and it does not come close to the amount of traffic that organic SEO can generate. And the other thing too is they're not just going after Medspa. They're going after all of these, they're going after all of these keywords. So our thing is putting together, get a keyword list together of all the keywords you're wanting to rank for, getting a benchmark of those keywords, so knowing exactly where are you currently ranking right now, and then putting a plan together that's going to get you there in the next 3 to 6 months. So hopefully this was very beneficial for those of you watching. You can always, I'm going to put a link at the bottom. You can always schedule a call with us. We can go through your website. We can also walk you through some of your competitors and show you some of the things that they're doing well, some of the things, some of the gaps in their SEO strategy, where we can come in and allow you to rank a lot higher, because most people are not doing things the right way. There's always gaps in everybody's SEO strategy. So again, Mike here, Tactical SEO Consulting. Hope you guys enjoy your day.